Hopefully it's on vibrate or mute or whatever.
What?
Your phone.
Yeah, it's on vibrate. It's always on vibrate. No, this is
Well,
actually
that's sad.
a weird thing. No, it's just that from school, where we were never allowed to have our phones like the audio on. It's just always been on vibrate. And then I do remember in high school, at some points, I tried to turn it on while I was like on vacation. Well, obviously, I would have the sound on if I'm expecting a call or if I'm out and I need to do something like I don't know, message my mother and wait for a response. Then I would have my sound on. But like usually it's off, it's on vibrate, and I usually like if my phone is in my pocket, I would usually feel it like vibrate and whatever. But just I never got to use the audio, and the sound like the few times that I do, I never remember what my like ringtones and things are. So I would just hear music, and I was like, whose phone is ringing? Aren't you gonna pick it up? And then it's like, it's your phone, damn it. And,
Fam, why don't you just check your phone, fam, then, huh?
Nah,
just check your phone.
Yeah, but obviously I don't expect it to be my phone. Because I don't expect it to have sound. No.
Oh, because you have no friends that call you. Yeah, understandable.
Wow, calling me out like that, huh?
Yeah. My phone is always on, fam.
I haven't even done the intro and you're already insulting me.
Yeah, of course. Come on.
But okay, anyway. Welcome to the Extremely Average podcast, hosted by Goat and Red. You know, just your two average guys with nothing to do, entertaining you with an extremely average podcast.
Yes, welcome back. What episode is 15, I think? Yeah, it's 15 episode. I forgot. I was 15.
Yeah, it should be, because I usually edit the uneven ones.
Oh, you mean odd numbers?
That, yes.
Do we not?
What? Odd numbers?
I've not edited an odd number, you know that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I usually
uneven numbers, man. I just say odd.
I don't know what uneven is like the Afrikaans translation for it. I don't know. Do we not use uneven in English?
No, why? There's a word for it. Odd.
Yeah, but uneven.
Odd numbers.
They are still synonyms of each other, aren't they?
Yeah, but odd. Uneven. 2 syllables.
Okay, so you're just referring to the sound, to the length now.
It's shorter to say. Odd.
Speaking of, I saw a post somewhere. It was a joke or whatever meme, and they were also talking about how www takes longer to say than World Wide Web or something like that.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, www.
So it's also like, you make an abbreviation for something and then you end up not really abbreviating anything with it.
No, it's firm. Like I think people wrote www for writing it down. It's pressing W 3 times. It's much more easier than typing the World Wide Web.
Yeah, obviously, but you know that there are people that talk in abbreviations. Like you would say TEAP instead of the Extremely Average podcast, you know?
That's long, fam. It's a long name. Like, even I don't like typing it out, fam. Like, it's a long name. TEAP, this is why this is why we put TEAP in everything now. Yeah. You know, we do need a logo for the podcast. It's just a shame.
I thought you said that you were gonna make it. Like, it was almost done last time you were speaking of it.
Yeah, I wanted to make one and then I just gave up on that. But I was thinking of just using the one we have on we use for Spotify. Yeah, I wanted to use that one, but I was just too lazy to try anything. But you know, that is onto the our first brilliant topic of the day. I'm sure no one can guess what it's gonna be.
Please don't tell me it's World War.
We have to keep the audience updated on the war.
Yeah, we've left them for 2 weeks now. You know, it's time.
Yes, it's time. It's been a month of the war now, and it's really boring. Like, it's literally just been a month and nothing else is going on in the world. Like, people are dying, saying, "Oh, cool."
Yeah, but that's the same way how people react to anything. They would be like, oh yeah, everyone's jumping on the bandwagon of, oh, it's so sad that people are dying due to COVID cases or whatever like that in that one. But then a few months later, everyone's just over it, They were like,
It's like,
oh, okay,
okay.
the death number has increased. Now 80% of people that get infected die. It's like, oh, okay, that's nice, and that's a statistic. And then you just go on with your life.
Now I wonder, like, what if it was like that in the world wars, the proper world wars? Like, just be like, I think like World War One was for like about four, no, World War One was for 4 years, World War Two was for 6 years. History is my thing. So I wonder, like, after 1 year, it's like, oh, this city got bombed. Like, oh, okay,
I think
cool.
quite a lot of the times it would be like that. But I also know that at least in high school, they in our history, they did put a lot of like focus on propaganda. Like they said that propaganda was always used and like obviously keeping up morale and things like that. So I'm not
Yes,
sure because like it's not like we see Russian propaganda like or Ukrainian propaganda or whoever's fighting against who. Like we don't really see that things. We see memes of it, jokes and
Oh yeah, we see a lot of memes. Okay, memes are propaganda now, also from nowadays.
yeah, I
I'm
guess it
like,
can be seen as a form of it, but it's not the traditional propaganda that you would like.
oh,
It's like targeted propaganda where they would say like, "Oh no, these are the condoms that the Americans used," and then it's actually like,
condoms?
yeah,
What?
like there was a story like that where I can't remember who did it, but someone like they threw like care packages or whatever with condoms in. And then the sizes were different. I can't remember if it was um where like an extra large sized condom was labeled as like a small or a medium or whatever. Okay, obviously it doesn't really work in those sizes anymore. But then it was to demoralize the people that then
The
get the
enemy.
care package. Yeah, because I think it might have been America where but then they didn't really do that much in the wars then at the start. But anyway, it was like saying that, oh, okay, no, these people, okay, let's say it was the America, and they are the invading people now, and they're coming now, and look at the size condoms. This is their extra large condoms or whatever. But yeah, it was just something like that. I can't remember
Maybe
the
they
full
used it on
story.
Japan.
Wow, making fun of the average now.
Hey, from American, you said America, and America was primarily fighting Japan.
Yes, that's
So
also true.
it's on that note, do you think Pearl Harbor was faked, fam? Was it done by the Americans to join the war, or was it done by Japan actually? Because I don't think Japan would have been that dumb to like just start a war with America,
Well,
on purpose. Because everybody knew America was quite powerful. Maybe they knew if America joined the war, like it would be tough.
okay, but let's also say that the Axis, what right now? Yeah,
No,
Axis.
America was not joining the war, fam. Everybody knew that. The American people said we are not joining the war unless we are targeted, and then all of a sudden, Pearl Harbor got attacked, and they joined the war. It is very convenient, extremely convenient how they joined the war. Literally, everybody was asking for help, just like how Ukraine is asking for help, and it's like, we're not going to join the war, but unless we get attacked,
Yeah,
then we'll join the war. So,
we'll send you help and like resources and everything, but the moment they get attacked, because didn't Russian soldiers also accidentally blow up an American submarine, and then they sent out like what an apology, saying that they didn't mean to attack the Americans, or it was like a misfire or something. So it just
wait,
sounds
now
like some.
or what? Back then or now?
No, now with the current like fighting
If
between.
I don't remember, fam. It's like really could not give a shit. But the thing is, right? No one wants to start a world war. This is why like they keep asking for a no-fly zone. Like Ukraine is asking for a no-fly zone. If they start a no-fly zone, all America and NATO have to shoot down the Russian planes. If they shoot it down, it's an act of war, which will start World War III. And people are trigger happy, man.
Yeah,
They
but,
will launch nuclear weapons.
just another thing, you're saying that people don't want to start a world war. I don't think Putin really minds all that much. I think he just wants to get more like
Oh yeah.
ground.
Putin doesn't mind, But like, fam, do you think the British, the Americans, Poland, they're helping, fam? But they don't want they're helping. But why do you think no one is sending any troops?
Well,
Because it's an act of war.
yeah.
And if war starts, like if more countries start joining, people will start helping Russia also. Like, like people are like, why do you think China is not putting any sanctions on Russia when America is threatening China's like, yo, you have to put sanctions. But China's like, not really, fam. Like, we neutral, so we don't give a shit.
I don't think they're that neutral.
Oh yeah, no, they have to put some sanctions on because they can't. They also don't want to start a fight just now.
Yeah.
But if war was that,
They don't want to have the sanctions also on them. Like, if they do nothing, it's just as good. Or what people always say: if you do nothing, it's just as good as allowing. Or if you allow it, it's just as good as you're participating in that side as well.
That makes sense. It makes sense. Like, like when people say like, some, people use that for jokes a lot. Like, like rape jokes and this. Like, if you hear something like that, put a stop to it. But like, yeah, fam, it's a joke. But look, it depends. Like, if you know the people you're saying it with, it might be fine. But like, if you like, it's like people mostly use like a locker room, climb away from a shower, and then people making rape jokes. It's like sometimes like, oh, that's kind of sus, man. You look like a rapist, so Yeah. But I understand why to say if you see something, just say it. Like, this is why sometimes with this, like, I think like if you see a murder, so if a murder happened and you don't say anything, you can be held liable. You have to speak up. So with that, but this is why I think China put like 1 or 2 sanctions on Russia, but not much, because they want to stay neutral. Like, they want to they're like, we're going to keep peace everywhere because this is not our matter. Because Russia, China's doing their own stuff. It's like, not really my problem. We are Russia's, we are Russia's neighbor, not you. So yeah, that's why they're not doing anything. But I saw a post from Ukraine. I think there was like 100 and something strollers, baby thing on the streets is to indicate how many kids have died. I was like, oh, okay. That's nice.
They did bomb the hospitals as well, didn't they? Russia.
Russia's bombing everything out. Just like.
But I did also see a post where it was it was in the other side of the where the Russian people that are like trying to run away or flee and immigrate, where all of them at the borders, the people of that country where they're fleeing to, where they would leave like strollers and bags and things like that for the people that are running away to like pick up if they need something, because obviously you can't run away from your house with a stroller that size, or like some of them are really big and heavy and things, so you can't just you take whatever you can carry and you run basically. So they would leave things like the strollers and the baby carts and things for the people that are arriving in the other countries, for the Ukrainians that were fleeing and arriving in the other countries, for them to use, because it's like, okay, well, we know you have nothing, so yeah, take this. And then it was also quite nice, but
it's not really, it's not really for me now. If I think South Africa, I don't know if I've read some weird news from South Africa. They sent some troops to there, but like they also didn't send troops. Like, I just see people like South Africans, like, in our South African army just dancing. Like, that's all I see. That's all I see. Like, people posting, look at the South African army arriving in Ukraine dancing. It's like, yo fam, what are you doing? No one gives a shit about you dancing. But also, people say like Russia is committing a lot of crimes against humanity, war crimes. Like, because they bombed a hospital and this. Thing is, America dropped 2 atomic bombs.
Yeah, no, they really obliterated everything.
They destroyed 2 cities, fam. 2 cities, and it's still a bit radioactive, fam.
Okay, but come on, Red. In that situation, they did tell them, if you attack us, we'll fight back. That made it all the way better.
No. Japan bombed Pearl Harbor. They bombed up harbor, right? Yeah. Cool. And it was kamikaze pilots. They dropped an atomic bomb on civilian areas.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm more making a joke.
And no one said, shit to them. It's like, so you actually dropped an atomic bomb. Even Japan was like, bruh.
Yeah, that wasn't nice, guys. That wasn't very cash money of you.
Like, everybody was like, wait, what? They actually dropped an atomic bomb? Are you sure it's not? Are you sure it wasn't in a desert where they're testing it? No,
Yeah.
so so this is why America, is like they're trying to like, but America's like, what? They support the countries that they really care about. They're like, I think there's like the amount of shit they've done to Iran, Syria, all of these like countries that they've taken so much shit from them, and then it's like
But come on, right? They had oil, America has to monopolize all the oil fields.
like, but that's so sad. But like it's the World War still going. I'm not the World War, fucking war between those two countries.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. Man, Russia's such a big superpower. I don't know how they're struggling against Ukraine, fam. I really don't understand what's happening.
It's all the people that post on Instagram my thoughts and prayers out to Ukraine, and that's just creating an impenetrable wall between Ukraine and Russia, So they just can't blow them up or anything.
See, I thought all the Russian troops are subscribing to those OnlyFans girls who are giving discounts for to stop the war. I've seen so many of these girls like to help stop the war. My OnlyFans is 50% off. Like,
these saints of our generation, fam. Let's give them a hand of applause. Just also quickly, I'm not sure if we mentioned it before, but did you see the stories of Ukrainian farmers stealing the Russian tanks and anti-aircraft carriers and things like that? Well, not carriers, sorry. But there was a video of it. It was from a street camera, and apparently the Russian soldiers got out of a tank of a kind. I think it was an anti-air vehicle of a kind, but it was an armored thing and everything. So it's a big thing. And apparently they got out, and a Ukrainian farmer that was close by, whatever, with his tractor, came and hooked up the vehicle thing, and he just started to drive off with it. And then you just see people running after the tank, like trying to get on it or whatever. So I'm not sure if it was fake, but apparently it has happened, and in more than one instance, where Ukrainian farmers would take the equipment that they left or whatever and then just drive off with it. Just imagine you're going back to your superior officer in the Russian war. It's like, oh yeah, so we lost our APC, our armored personnel carrier, it's like, oh, okay, what happened? Was there like a landmine or whatever? Nah, this random hillbilly and his tractor came, rocked up and just took the tank, just drove off with it.
Yeah, imagine you telling your people, your commanding officer, yeah, so our tank got stolen. It's like not blown out, it got stolen. That's by a tractor. So it's obviously very, very interesting how that happens. But it's fine. People do dumb stuff like that. Oh, not dumb stuff. I think that happens for every war. I know no man's land when after the war people just went and took stuff took shoes and off the dead bodies. I guess this guy won't be needing it anymore. So
that's also if they didn't get blown to smithereens. One boot is here, and then 20 meters later you'll find the other leg that got severed or whatever.
So that's how war works. So, but that's war for us.
Just before we end. It is also understandable, if you're in a war situation, that you would make use of any supplies and things that you can salvage. That's like being in a zombie apocalypse or whatever, any kind of apocalypse, like nuclear or whatever. You would go out and take things from some people's houses and shit. If they aren't there anymore, if they're dead, whatever, they're not gonna use it. So you might as well, if it ensures your safety. I know you're selfish, so you'll look out for yourself. So.
Oh yeah, fam. If a war breaks out here, fam, you think I will give a shit about my neighbor, fam? Right now, right now, Ukraine is giving people want. Ukraine never gave a shit about Palestine when Palestine was asking for help and that stuff. All that war. Ukraine was supporting Israel, and now they're asking for help. Yeah. It's like, bruv, the amount of shit you were doing, fam. Like, no one gave a shit. No one gives a shit. But then, I can go on Twitter and be like, my heart goes out to Ukraine. Like, I actually don't give a shit. It is what it is, fam.
I'm sure a lot of those people that post things like that also don't care about it at all.
No one cares, bro. As soon as it comes to your house, that's when you start caring.
Yeah.
That's when you actually start caring. But
But obviously,
That's-
I'm sure a lot of those people as well. Like, if for say we get drafted, like it's to the point where it is a world war. Everyone gets drafted and sent over or whatever, and we're sent to fight somewhere. If we get drafted, we won't be like, ah, yes, now we can finally have our chance to fight with them. Now people will complain. Like, no one wants to be drafted for war, I'm pretty sure. So they won't be like, oh yeah, now our months of like my thoughts and prayers to go out to Ukraine. Like, they won't be the first people on the like ship going over to Normandy. They won't be those people.
That's happened a lot. Even South Africa is like, nope. Our thoughts and prayers with Ukraine, but we are not going to war for you, fam. I'm gonna sit in my house and be safe. Well, we have load shedding, so we can't really say it.
Sit in your house and then sometimes have power.
As soon as the power comes back on, then I'll tweet it.
Yeah. Or be like, I'll go for a drive, but it's so expensive to drive around, so
Petrol is so expensive now. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I remember, it was like a few months ago, it was like 14, 15 rand. It's at 22 now.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I filled up my car just like 2 hours before we started the podcast. I actually do a drive somewhere quickly. And it was 200 rand more than what I paid last year this time. 200 rand more for the same amount of petrol, It didn't increase, or it didn't get faster, or I didn't get an upgrade to my car, it's more efficient or anything. It's the same 95 unleaded. And it was just like, nah, you're going to pay 200 more now. That's fine.
They really need to bring the prices need to go down. Prices have to go down. Well, I guess as soon as Russia and the Russian war ends up, petrol, fuel will start coming back in. Because even America is suffering, like $5 for a gallon or some shit like that.
Yeah, I saw $6 for a lot of pictures that people were posting. I did also see someone, because I think they posted from Fallout. I can't remember which one, but it had the same prices. It was like $6.60 for a gallon. On this, like, obviously it was nuclear waste in Fallout, so it was just the place being like broken up and like blown away, but then you just see the board like tilted and it having the same price as what it is now, and it's like, yes, we've made it, guys. We've made the game become reality. But okay, that's enough about war. Let's continue.
At least we gave some good insight of how World War and how the effects of World War. But on to the next topic. I had a topic here. What do you think? How much electricity, the voltage? How much voltage does it take to kill a human?
How much voltage? I don't wait. How much No, okay, ours is way too much. I don't know. Let's say like 500 volts.
Oh, fam, I have 50.
50.
Oh, maybe it's not volts. Maybe it's something else. But I had written down how much electricity does it take to kill a human, and I had 50.
Well, I can quickly search it on Google.
Yeah.
But I'm really bad with electricity. Like, from high school, I never understood it. Like, there was a small part where I understood like regular electricity and like volts and what do you call those things in English? The ampere, whatever.
Ampere, amp. It's called amp, fam. It's ampere, but
I'm not English. It's fine. How much?
Doesn't matter, fam. You can still know the terminology. Amp.
It's fine. Too much.
Ampere. So you want to say ampere?
Okay, so it says here, assuming a steady current flow as opposed to a shock from a capacitor, shocks above 2,700 volts are often fatal, with those above 11,000 volts being usually fatal.
Maybe it was watts then. What about watts? What the fuck is watts? I don't remember. I don't know volts, watts. Watts. I
Watts.
think it's like I think it's American using Watts or something like that.
No, isn't it two different things?
I don't remember. I don't really give a shit about. As long as this power, but as long as my internet is on, I'm happy.
Yeah, no, it's understandable. It doesn't give me what's here, and maybe we can go invite Verder because he's studying electronic engineer or something like that.
Hey, so now we have a guest. There you go. Next week we have someone coming on, hopefully.
Well, my other friend just never came back to me, so I'm just not gonna ask. I'm too afraid it'll be like, no, this is a really shitty person. Like, why would he ask me for such a thing? And then I'll be like, okay.
Well, you can ask Verder now.
Yeah,
you can ask him. Hopefully he comes on.
Yeah, but just also, what the hell? Okay. Anyway, what was I gonna say? Damn. Okay. Well, that thought just went out.
Okay, but anyway, then like I was saying, I have 50 written down here. So like, that's like death for a human. Maybe it was electric chair. I don't know, fam. Because I think they have like 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. But yeah, so I think I watched it. It's a comedy show. Like, so it takes 50 something to kill a human, and then it's 10 or whatever for extreme pain. So do you see this? So it's like 20, 30, 40 of fun you can have with someone like just torturing people. That's quite a big difference. So literally, you could be at 49. It's like, okay, this guy won't die. He'll almost die, but he won't die. The amount of shit.
Well, okay, whatever the amounts are, I'm sure like the like threshold comes quite quickly if you aren't like careful, because what you said, 50 to kill, and then 40 would be like extreme pain. What?
Oh, 10 is extreme pain. 10, not 40. 10. Yeah, like see the big difference now, fam.
Okay, yeah, no, never mind.
10 extreme pain, 50 death.
Okay,
now
but
you have the whole in between of just torture.
Before actual death occurs. Yeah, that's just weird.
I can imagine, like, like you just there, you start at 10, right? Extreme pain. But I think by 25, the person be like, okay, now I'm used to this.
You're using the theory of like, if you increase the water's temperature, like if you're in the bath, and you increase the temperature by 1 degree ever so, like, I don't know how long.
A minute, or a few seconds. Like your body just gets used to it.
Yeah, but then people are like, so does that mean that you can sit in lava basically after, if you just if you're able to increase the temperature of water, like if you say they don't what do you call it?
That's the dumbest
become a
shit I've
gas. What's that process again?
Melt?
No, that's ice.
Liquefaction?
No, that's not right. I mean, when it becomes a gas, when it forms. If you have a kettle and you put the kettle on, the water, the temperature increases, and then sorry,
the water evaporates.
Yeah, I guess evaporates.
Condensation.
No, condensation is the formation of water from mist.
I'm just throwing words. These are like the words I don't remember.
Nah, okay, never mind. But like, if you can remove that water, like becoming water damp, or whatever. If you can remove that and you just keep on increasing the temperature, until when can you go? But obviously, that's not how the human body works.
Evaporization. That's what it's called. Water becoming gas. I googled this fam.
Okay. Wow. So smart.
Liquid to gas.
Evaporation. It makes sense, but
so that I did say vaporization. No, I didn't say vaporization.
No, you didn't.
But I remember saying something.
Yeah, you said a few things, but it didn't really work in a sentence. But
boiling, it's boiling. You're boiling.
Yeah.
But you can't become gas because your flesh will melt. Lava will melt you.
Yeah, obviously, you are a solid. You have to go from a solid to a liquid before you can become a gas. Okay, well, not necessarily, because there are forms of like where you can skip a stage, but I can't remember what it's called again.
This is not Minecraft, fam. You do not catch on fire. You will melt.
Yeah, you'll just have it. But that's also a weird thing. Like, if for say, your arm is like okay, you have a pot on the stove and it has water in it or whatever, and you put your hand in it, and obviously when you boil meat or whatever, it starts to become okay, well, obviously boiled but cooked. Yeah. So how does that feel for you? Because obviously proteins and things, if they get heat added to it, they start to degenerate and become like that's what happens to eggs. Egg is basically a protein, so you heat the eggs up and they start to turn white and they start to become a solid. So how much of function do you lose and how much feeling do you lose? Because obviously at some points, if you're like burning yourself, your nerves and things, they die. They can't transmit any pain more. But obviously there's a time before that happens where you still feel all the pain and all of the sensations of like your hand being now cooked.
We can actually test this. You know the people that don't feel pain?
Yeah.
We just need to kidnap one of those, one of them, and put their hand in boiling water.
Yeah, you just keep it there for a while, like for 20 minutes, and then you take it out and like, okay, try to move this pinky.
So can you move this pinky? So like, so we just have to do that. So I guess that's on our to-do list now. Kidnap someone who doesn't feel pain.
Okay.
But that's how pain works. Because also don't jump in a lava. Don't test it out. Don't actually test it out.
Or if you really do plan to do it, at least record it for science.
For science, yes, for science.
Yes.
All in the name of science.
Yeah. Be as descriptive as you can as your flesh is slowly melting off of your bones. It would really help.
Someone with no emotions. My flesh is burning.
Yes.
It is burning.
It's like you have the different stages of it. It's like sitting next to the lava at first, and like let's say he was quite a hairy man or decently hairy man. You would see like the hair start to catch on fire, and it's like in a calm voice being like, okay, so the hairs on my arm have started to singe, and then like a few seconds later, it is now on fire. I have lost feeling in this and this, and then you just see add images, and it's like, okay, now I no longer have anything below my elbow. It's like just having the different parts, like it was melted off already.
And now here you can see the comical skeleton hand with the rest of the body.
Yeah, you know how they always have the long bone with the like two nubs at the ends. Like the ones that you always traditionally have when like you give it to dogs. It's just like in any other comics they have that for every part. They're never anatomically correct. Like they always have that same depiction of a bone. It's like, yes, as you can see, I have this, and they just flail it around.
See that? But there you go. That's how electricity and lava and everything else works. Hopefully you learned something about evaporating, and you learned something about the three phases from solid to a liquid. It's called. Go on.
Am I supposed evaporation?
Yeah, there you go. And from liquid to what? Fam, it's from liquid to gas is evaporation.
Oh, I didn't listen. What did you ask? Did you say from solid to a liquid? Oh, that's melting.
Fam, I'm sure there's a better word than melting. Come, give them the scientific name.
Smelting. No, that's what happens to metals. Liquidify. Liquidify. What do you want from me? Like, what's the word?
Say the proper word.
What's the proper word? So I see you don't know, huh?
I forgot, this thing just gave me the non-scientific words, It said melting. Now I'm very disappointed.
I should actually know this because we did it up until it was not last year, first year. Yeah, 2 years ago.
Wow, this is so sad. You don't know. Melting or fusion? That's what it's called. That is so sad, fam. That is such a shitty name. But from liquid to gas, it's evaporization. And
Evaporation.
yes. Oh no, this over here is, I don't know why they're spelling it with the VA. They're not putting the E in front. I don't understand
Maybe
why.
it's like American versus English, British spelling or what?
Fucking retard. It's fucking dumb, fam.
Okay, but anyway, it's from solid to liquid is melting, according to this one. From a liquid to gas is vaporization. From
Or
gas
boiling.
to
Or boiling,
why? Oh well, that's just the comment in there. And then from gas to plasma is ionization.
No one gives a shit about gas to plasma, fam. What? Now you're just going overboard, fam.
Yeah, well, of course, some people need to know it.
No one gives a shit, fam. I don't think any of our viewers are doing.
Maybe I share this podcast episode with my one friend who's studying what, chemistry and physics as his
There you go.
majors.
Okay, there you go. We have a new subscriber. Welcome. We are talking about you currently.
Yes.
You should comment the YouTube comments to talk about how's your studies going, fam. How's life? How's life? And just leave a comment down there. Anyone else can also, but this is specifically for that guy that I don't know the name of. But one day if he ever comes on, I doubt.
Yeah,
it will
he's really
happen.
bad. He's really bad with phones and things, so I doubt. But he did have.
What?
Nah,
He's bad with phones?
Yeah, he doesn't answer messages. I still have a
Oh.
message that I sent him on my birthday. We're just talking about, basically since then, we were talking about coming together and doing something, and he just never answers. And then I would see him someplace, and it's like, oh yeah, I just never answered. I never read the message. It's like, okay.
At least he doesn't lie, fam. Like, I just never read it, fam. Oh well. But that is enough for some. That is enough of some chemistry, and it's electricity physics, right? Electricity is physics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so
no,
that's
not
enough
necessarily, because we had obviously a battery is it's a reaction between different chemicals. So that can
Yeah, I
be
remember
chemistry.
electricity was chemistry. Yeah. That is enough of chemistry then. Our chemistry topics of today.
Yes.
And next topic is about. I know that who's that guy? I don't know. Dr. Disrespect. He's releasing a new game.
Oh.
He's releasing a game. It's an FPS game, but it's an NFT game.
Interesting. I knew that he was like a map designer, but I never knew that he was making games as well.
Oh yeah, he was. He did design a map for Rogue Company and a few other games, but he's releasing a game, and it's an NFT game.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
It's an NFT.
I don't really mind. So I'm not sure what you. No, I don't really know much of this, so I'm not sure what you want to tell me about NFTs then, or about the game. How do you want to continue on this topic?
Oh, it's just the NFT game. People really don't like NFTs now. Like, I think you have to buy something, and then I think it comes into the game. Just like big time game time.
Wait, I still get emails from I can just check.
Oh yeah.
My
I also
emails.
signed up for them.
Big Time Studios.
Big Time Studios. I know they released the trailer for the game. That's what I know that. They released the trailer, but it's not. I don't watched it, but NFT games. Then NFT games, I don't really. Do you have any NFTs?
Do I have any NFTs?
Yes.
No, I don't.
So I asked you to make some NFTs. I make some artwork so we can make the NFT, but you didn't.
And
you still haven't made it.
It took you 3 months to add me to the group and give me the inspiration or the art style that you wanted. You can't give me shit for how long it's taking me to draw you NFTs.
I even put a message on the WhatsApp group. I don't know where the group is now.
When you added me or before that?
No, before that, and then it was after I added you, then you were swearing at me, and then I said, the pictures.
Because you were a bitch. You were just wanting me to do things, draw things and shit.
Yeah, because you're a good artist, fam. I've seen some of your art. It's okay. It's average. It's a par.
Yeah, no, with some extra work, it can be better.
But under my guidance, it will get better, it will get quite good. I see. So what does that say?
don't know. Yeah. So I can tell a quick story. You know.
Okay, that is for NFTs, I guess.
Yes, because I'm not really interested in it much. I'm not sure. What do you want to say? Well, we can listen. Entertain the guests with NFTs.
Okay, fam. Have you heard about the girl that made 12 million from NFTs?
No. Was it of herself, like naked or something?
Oh, no, fam. What? Oh, what the
Was
fuck?
it not
12? What are you on about?
12 million? Nah, I'm sure some...
She's a 12-year-old girl that made 12 million.
You never said she was a 12-year-old that made 12 million. You just said that a girl that made 12 million with her NFTs. Nah, you're just making me out to be a pedo now, huh?
Made millions on NFT. Fam, I swear to God, fam. Bruv, look at this. Look at this artwork. I'm sorry, fam. Oh, she made 1.6 million.
Yeah, 12 million is the same thing. Yeah, sure.
She's 12, fam. She's 12. Fam, just go look at the art. Go look at the art. Go look at the art and tell me. Is this
sending me random images?
1.6
links.
Is this worth? Yeah. Is this worth 1.6 million? Is this shit worth 1.6 million? Why is she a millionaire? It's horrible art. Long neck ladies.
Oh, what is that?
She made $1.6 million.
We'll try and add the image. Oh, wait, no, can we add the image to this?
Oh yeah, we can, fam. Yes, we can. That's you can just add the image, fam. Like, we don't give a shit. We have nothing to our names right now, so we don't give a shit.
True, but still, you know.
No, we can add the image if they, you know, it is not copyrighted.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I just take a screenshot of like her next to the artwork and be like, yes, look at this.
But you might have to blur the face since she is a minor. Yeah. But
okay, well that just sounds like way too much work now. So
I'm saying. Okay, but you know, people can just go Google long neck ladies, 1 million. You know, NFT long neck ladies. It's a fucking horrible art.
Does it not have a name there? Like
Yeah, it's long neck ladies. That's what it's called. Long neck ladies.
Is it actually? Okay.
Yeah, it's not good.
So does that mean that she has different art styles of this long neck lady?
So basically NFTs, right? Yeah, you see, basically NFTs like you know, like she made this, and then like some of them, like, you know, like like another piece will be exactly the same, but with just purple lipstick, and then another will be yellow lipstick, then another lipstick, and then they can change the background color, so they can have this exact image, the yellow one, and just make it a red background. That's a different NFT. That's how NFTs work, fam.
Yeah, I saw that they always have like slight variations, but they have the same base structure.
This is what I'm saying, fam. We need to get on this trend.
But that was in December 2021. That's way long ago, fam. It's old news now.
This is old news, fam. People are still selling NFTs like mad.
Yeah, but it's not as popular anymore.
What?
It's not as seen in the media as it was before. Like, it died down. It got replaced with war memes, and then I don't know what the new trend is.
No, fam. It's not getting replaced, fam. It's just like people are like tired of being shocked by like 1.6 for this horrible art, fam. And I know me, you, and that other person who shall remain nameless still until they come on the podcast, can make quite good art. I stopped drawing, but you know, you guys can make the good art, and I will get the money.
Wow. But just also, did you hear that Mark Zuckerberg wanted to incorporate NFTs into Instagram? Because I think it was incorporated onto Twitter, where you can add your NFT as your profile pic or your avatar, whatever.
Oh,
and
I don't know that.
Then it is like certified and everything. It is official. You can't, if you don't own the NFT, you can't add it as your profile pic. Obviously, you can add like a screenshot of it, but that's not the main point.
That's why Eminem has his thing. Like, you know, he has his profile picture as an NFT.
Yeah. So he wanted to put that into Instagram as well, or something like that. But I never heard or like read
Mark
further.
Zuckerberg does not own Twitter.
Oh, well, okay. Well,
Bro,
then
did you think Mark Zuckerberg owned Twitter?
No, I said I think it was on Twitter as well, and like Mark Zuckerberg wants to add it to Instagram. Like, I'm not sure if it's
I
on
know
Facebook,
it's on
but
Reddit, right? I think it's on Reddit.
what is the NFTs?
Yeah, NFT shit. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't follow it.
What do you mean, fam?
I
You
don't
on
have
Reddit a lot.
any. Yeah, I'm on Reddit, but I'm not anything to do with NFTs. I don't have one, so I don't look for settings saying like, yeah, you can upload your NFTs. I don't care about that. I have an avatar that I made with like Reddit's own like avatar creator thingy. Speaking of, they had Destiny theme like a week or two ago,
Nah, of
where
course.
you can copy characters, the basic design, and make it into the Reddit avatar.
There you go. But I guess that's enough for NFTs. I'm sure our people that want to make money. It's not financial advice. If you wanna go do anything, you have to go research your own stuff and invest your own money. No research, no financial advice from us.
Yeah, we know nothing. We aren't self-made millionaires.
Yes, we are still poor. We think like 5 times before buying a 100 rand game.
Yeah.
So
We have also thought about buying it like a few times, like comparing that to other games, and you're like, okay, well, if we don't get that game, we can get these 2 games, both for 50 rands.
yes, it's a debate and a long process, and after a month we just realize I'm bored
Yeah,
of
it was
it,
never
I'm mad.
worth it, so it's fine.
So that's that. But like I'm sure you had another topic for us that you wanted to share.
Okay, well,
About
we are at 46 minutes, so I'm not sure. Do you want to make it a longer episode?
I guess this will be our last story time. About how you were trying to drive into some guy.
Did I? I
No,
see.
you were trying to make some U-turns and other stuff and weirdness.
Oh, that story. Okay, so at our campus now, at the time that I arrive at campus, it is really like a lot of the parking is already used, and because we can park on campus, like everyone uses it. Okay, well, obviously the people that have cars use it. You can't just randomly park there if you're no one. But anyway, so when I came there was like one spot on the left where I parked, but it has the straight road, and then it has the parking spaces on the right and left side of the road. And the road you take in, or like you can drive on, it's just slightly wider than it's slightly narrower than a regular 2 lanes. Like, so if there's 2 cars, you can go 2 cars go past each other, but it's really a small amount of space, like a small gap between them. But anyway, so at the end of the part of the route that I took, the path stops. It gets the parking spaces and then it stops. So if you have parked there, you usually just reverse out a bit and then you go along your way. You can't like go around the whole parking lot. You have to turn around and go back the way you came. So in that spot, there was someone standing with their car just turned off, just sitting there in the middle of the 2 lanes. And obviously there are people parked on the left and right of that car, so you can't like sneak to pass them on one of the sides. So okay, well, damn, my ears. That's a nice thing to add to all the audio listeners, just our soothing voices and whatever you just dropped.
I didn't drop anything, fam.
Well, then what did you do?
Oh, my keys just rattled, fam.
Why do you have your keys with you?
I don't. It's just on the table, fam.
Okay, so it just randomly moved, huh?
I picked up my vape and then.
Nah. It's your addiction that just caused our poor listeners a heart attack. Wow, right. But anyway,
Okay.
Anyway, that's beside the point. So back to the story. So this guy was just standing there, and behind him, there was still like 6 places that you can park. And those places aren't like demarcated or whatever. They're just up a hill. That's there, just up until the hill until the gates is the fence or whatever. And he just stood there. And then people came behind me, because obviously I got a parking spot, so I was fine. But then there were people behind me that also came. They drove up to him, and then they just had to like reverse until there was a bit more space to make a U-turn or whatever. And then after like 20 or so minutes, because I was a bit early for class, I didn't want to drive in the traffic or whatever, so I drove a bit earlier. Yes, have to be punctual. And he just, like, after 20 minutes of sitting there, he just started his car and drove away. Like, so it wasn't even like he parked there, left for class, and then came back. He just sat in the car, blocking people from, like, parking on 6 other places. Just sat there. Like, yeah, this is my place now.
Fam, you guys need to learn to hoot, fam. People get rattled when you start hooting. People get scared when you start hooting. You need to hoot at everything. They make a small mistake, hoot at them. Hoot at them and then show them the middle finger. People start getting scared. That's what you do,
like,
fam.
what if there's the one person that don't get scared and they chuck a brick through your window? I don't want that.
Fam, why would they do that?
I don't know. People in Johannesburg are fucked in their head, fam.
That is true. That is true. You cannot trust Joburg people.
Nah, they're weird.
Look at that. But you still need to start hooting at people. I just hoot at them. They'll move.
Yeah, like I do on the road when I'm driving. I do hoot at them sometimes. Not a lot because that's so much work. I would rather like just cuss at them and do random.
Because then they can't hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't really bother me that they can't hear me. I feel better. I would like curse them into the next generation, like saying like, no, I hope a bird shits on your head if you climb out of the car. You know, that's my type of insults to someone that drove in front of me.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's weird.
Now, moral of the story, just don't be like Goat and be more calm and have no road rage, you know? Just hoot at them and move on with your life, fam. Don't insult them, don't curse. Don't put curses on future generations. Maybe the future generation will be your daughter-in-law or son-in-law.
Nah,
you never know. Nah, see.
It's the sins of the father being paid by the children.
I see exactly what's happening. No, it's fine. You know.
But I do remember what with the whole cursing thing, and I just lost my train of thought. Never mind. I guess I'm just too tired.
Today's not a day for you, fam.
Nah, fam, clearly not.
Well, but you know, I guess, you know, like you can go take a break now, because you know that is the end. The end. You know, you can just lead us off.
What if I don't want to? I'm totally prepared for the outro. Any closing remarks? Are we gonna mention anything about Spotify?
Fam. Oh, let's just figure this shit out. Then we'll mention it. Just like, you know, unlike last time, you know, where we said we're on Spotify, but we weren't on Spotify.
Well, we technically are. We just have a really bad upload schedule.
Hey, you know, like, you know, like, so basically, maybe I can't say yet. We might be on Spotify. This should have been on the beginning, but like, you know, now we have sections of our podcast. You know, just topics, which you don't have to watch the full episode. You can just watch something you're interested in. You know, or watch those. Watch something, please. I beg of you.
That's just really depressing, Red.
Yes, it is. But anyway, you know, that's that. We come on Spotify and we have sections of our videos now, clips for videos.
But this has been your Extremely Average Podcasts with your hosts, Goat and Red. We really have a lot of S's in there.
We do. That's you, fam. You're the one who just emphasizes on the S's.
Okay, well, I can't just say podcast with your hosts, Goat and Red. Okay, well, that's just way worse somehow. Okay, well, anyway, with your hosts, Goat and Red, and we thank you for joining us today. And as usual, TEAP curses you with an extremely average week.
Bye-bye.